Well, we've all heard it or maybe thought it ourselves. This law doesn't make sense. These town ordinances are outdated. And how does legislation ever get passed? But after that momentary vent, what's next? Well, if you want to help make a real change, the man next to me can help you figure out how to start. We're here in the studio with Jimmy Tickey. He just came out with a new book. It's called Organizing to Win, and it's all about how to get politically active. Thank you so much for joining us here in the studio.
Thank you so much.
So talk a little bit more about how you got motivated to write this book. You got involved in politics at a very young age, at 24 years old in Shelton. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I learned to write a book much like I learned to run for office. I really didn't plan to do it. I kind of just fell into loving my community, thinking that there are ways to serve, and at a very young age getting involved and running for local office. And much like writing a book, I then realized, I think more people need to get involved in the political arena. And I've seen with my own eyes that one person really can make a difference, especially if they're the first person starting an effort. And so I really fell into this about 2 years ago in thinking about what if there was a book that really was a how-to, not a memoir, but a how-to, how someone that maybe cares about their community could get involved and run for office, and even if they maybe don't want to run, manage a campaign, volunteer, how you can have local activism. Some people may say, I don't do politics, or politics really turns me off. But that doesn't stop politics from happening to them with the local, state, and federal decisions that are made. And so I think more people need to get involved in the political arena, and this book will teach them how to do that.
And I just mentioned, a lot of people are thinking throughout their lives, how is this happening? How is this still a law? And then they just drop it. But it really falls on us to, if you really don't like something, if you really don't understand why this is a certain way, get active. But a lot of people might assume, which I think most people do, that it costs a lot of money. It takes a lot of money to get appointed to an office or be appointed to a board.
Right.
Is that still the case?
I really don't think so. Of course, if you're running for president or the United States Senate, you need a ton of money. But if you just want to get involved locally, if you want to get involved in a local board, commission, or maybe even run for mayor, you don't need a lot of money. And in Connecticut particularly, we have a clean elections program. So even if you're running for state office, you actually get a state grant after you collect $5 contributions from people in your town or your district. So we really have lowered the barriers to entry in politics. I think we need to continue to do that. But someone shouldn't be turned off because they think they need to raise a ton of money to get involved. I do outline in the book 2 chapters on fundraising and how you can have a finance plan and how you can raise money. But I think that's one of the misconceptions about politics, is that you need to be well connected. You need to have a ton of money to run, and we need people involved because politics only works if people participate in it.
Now, Jimmy, in your book, you say if democracy is worth fighting for, doesn't it start with each of us? But if you are not feeling like you want to fully get into politics, maybe you're camera shy, you feel like you don't have a voice, what are some of the things that you can do to feel like you're making a difference or working towards change?
There's so many ways. So even if someone feels, I don't want to run just yet, in the beginning of the book, we outline all the ways you can get involved in your community. You can have a say in local boards, commissions, through phone calling, postcards, petitions, how you can volunteer, really make a local difference, how you can help even be a staff member to a campaign. If someone's maybe interested in politics, I've been meeting so many people through this process who said, I majored in political science, but I've never done anything with it. It's always been my dream to be on a campaign. Get involved. And my book will explain to you how you can just begin to get involved, volunteer on a campaign, maybe even manage a campaign, and you may be surprised. You then may want to run for office. But let's first get people into the political arena.
It sounds like it's just making that first step.
Yes.
Just jumping in. All right, so your book came out last week, and it's getting a great response already. You've got some book signings coming up. Tell us about those.
Yes, so I've been just thrilled by the response across Connecticut and the country. It's available everywhere, at any local bookstore, online as well. And I'll be at, I will be at Bird's Books in Bethel. I'll be at Books on the Common in Ridgefield. We will be doing events in West Hartford and New Haven. I'll be at a bookstore in Colchester at the end of February. So I've just been so heartened by the response, because the book is not partisan. The book is not about any one candidate or party. The book is about people getting involved. And so I really have loved the response that people are saying, you know what, come, let's do a talk, let's do a book signing, and I'll go anywhere that people want to talk about making democracy work.
I love it. How can people follow you on social media?
So I'm at Jimmy Tickey, all over.
There it is, Jimmy Tickey. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great to meet you. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Erica.